Welcome back, everybody. We're going to do an unboxing here today, and we got one of the greatest of all time for an unboxing. That's right, we're going to have Bruno Sammartino. For those of you who don't know, he is the longest reigning WWE champion of all time. He also holds the most, I think, sellouts outside of maybe Billy Joel at Madison Square Garden. Huge legend. In fact, did you know that Bruno Mars, real name isn't Bruno Mars? And he got the name Bruno because his nickname was that as a kid because he looked so much like Bruno Sammartino. There you go. Some wrestling information that you may not have wanted. So, anywho, what we're going to do today is we're going to look at the package. We're going to look at the size. We're going to look at the figure inside. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see what we go from there. All right. So right up front, you see that we have this cool looking big window. We have Bruno Sammartino on the side. We have Bruno Sammartino right there on the edge. On the other side of this, it says Bruno Sammartino. Got that authenticness. And on the back of it, it's got a old school picture of Bruno Sammartino right there. This is from Series 110. This is actually a re-release too, by the way, and I'll talk about that here in just a second. On the back, it says, the Italian strongman holds the record for the longest WWE Championship reign, with 2,803 days, setting the bar for what it means to be a fighting champion. Here's a little bit of tidbit about that. Offsetting, misleading a little bit, because they didn't wrestle nearly as much holding the title as they do today. Yes, they wrestled a lot, but they didn't put the title on the line nearly as much. So it would go months before they would actually wrestle for the actual title. And with him being as popular as he was, a lot of his matches were either tag team and or they would end in disqualifications, that kind of stuff. So with that being said, let me go ahead and open this bad boy up. Now, I told you that this was a re-release. This is originally going to be a part of the Target Legends line, but what they ended up doing is they decided to scrap that, put it in with this series, and re-released it. I'm really glad they did, because what that did is instead of narrowing it down to just Target customers, it broadened it up to all different types of customers. So we're going to open this up, and I'll be right back with you. All right. So welcome back. What I wanted to do is I wanted to make sure I got that out of the package. First thing right off the gun that I really like about this is Bruno Sammartino was a pretty hairy guy, and I think they nailed it with the chest hair, the forearms anyway, that kind of stuff. Also, he was I think he was only like 5'8". According to this, he was 5'10", weighed 265 pounds. So he was kind of short, stout, pretty bulky type of person. You can tell with the legs and that kind of stuff. I think if I remember correctly, he was actually Arnold Schwarzenegger was actually a very big fan of his too. So he would actually go out and work out with them. Not 100% sure. You can fact check that if you want to. But I think they got his complexion and his face down really well, as much as you possibly can in a toy form. He's wearing solid color tights, no knee pads because they didn't do that a whole lot whenever he was wrestling, and short boots. So really good. Really like this rendering of him. Now, the cool thing that I like about this is also the accessories. He doesn't come with a typical accessory. What he actually comes with, instead of mic holding hands, he comes with Hall of Fame plaque holding hands, because he is a Hall of Famer, and he comes with a Hall of Fame stand for the induction. I really like that. Way different than what you would normally get. Normally you get like a chair, or you would get ladder, or you get a table or something like that. Completely different. I love that they did that because he is a Hall of Famer and they brought him the Hall of Fame stand. Now, he does have interchangeable hands, so he's able to pull out his other fist, and he can also pull out another mic holding hand. So really cool. Really like this. Now, as far as my thoughts on Bruno Sammartino, a little bit before my time, and by a little bit up before my time. I was a Hulk Hogan era kid, so he is not, or he wasn't, he's now passed on, but he was not a big fan of the whole Hulkamania, very much against Vince McMahon, bringing the whole thing nationally, fought it tooth and nail, so much so that he quit WWE after being the poster child for decades and the biggest name in Pittsburgh, outside of, actual Steelers, but he would actually go on to bash the WWE for a long time. It wasn't until Triple H reached out and started talking to him that he accepted the Hall of Fame. Literally, it had to go through Triple H in order to get him back in the graces of the WWE. He hated Vince McMahon and what he thought Vince McMahon did to the wrestling company as a whole, or industry as a whole. So just a little information. I hope you enjoyed this. What are your thoughts? What are your takes? Please subscribe. Please share. Also, be good to yourself. Be good to others. And I'll see you next time. Have a great day.